What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Bitcoin is struggling a little bit around that $30,000 level. It's pushing a little bit back down. So we are about to see what's going to happen with crypto. I think we have the second half of the year to make a downwards move. And I just think that because that's what always happens in the pre-halving year so far. And I don't think that this time is any different, but we'll see. In the meantime, though, like the video if you like the video. Why did the like button? What do you work? Well, here we go. Anyway, like the video if you like the video, turn on your bell notification, subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it. So Bitcoin has been doing very well this complete year, basically, right? We went from $15,500 all the way to almost $32,000, and now we're back at $30,000, still sitting quite high compared to where we came from. And yeah, like I said, it's like in a pre-halving year, Bitcoin always, so far at least, first goes up hard, then go down hard. Then we have the halving, and that's where the parabolic run starts. Here as well, we have the bottom, we go up very hard, we go down very hard, and then we have the halving, and then we go parabolic. Now, so far, we hit the bottom, we go up very hard. Yeah, in my opinion, like we can go down very hard, have the halving, and then start the bull run again. So what does that mean for altcoins necessarily? What questions do you guys have? Leave a comment. I'm gonna try to build my content around the comments that you guys put into the channel. So let's get right into it. Let me see. Xen crypto, minting crypto for free, does it work? And I said that I don't think that that is sustainable, that, minting it for free can't hurt, but buying Xen from the open market didn't seem like a good idea to me. Well, you don't agree, that's fine. I am in the opinion that, with things that have such a hard vesting, especially where people get it for free, doesn't really work. And well, so far the charts show that, well, buying it, unless, right, still I want to make very clear again, I'm talking about investing and not about trading, okay? Because if you are trading it and you somehow knew how to trade this bottom till this top, you made a killer out of that trade, right? And if you were shorting it, if that's possible somewhere, you could have made a killer out of this as well. When it comes to investing, well, yeah, it's not really like a good moment to invest as it's sitting basically at the lows right now. And also if you look at the weekly stochastic RSI, it's now pointing downwards, and that's usually when it's in this area, it goes down very hard. So yeah, we're about to see what happens. Yeah, I just don't think that Xen will do very well, in my opinion. For the people that are into Xen, I hope I'm wrong though. Can you explain vesting for IDOs? It's confusing to me. Yeah, so I think you asked that before because we run the project What Do You Mean, and we invest in crypto pre-sales, startups, etc. And they have a vesting going on because if you have a new project and you give all the tokens out at once, then of course people dump them on the market and there's a big red candle at the start. Yeah, and that's hard to recover from. So I will very shortly say how that works. So for example, with What Do You Mean, we invested in DexCheck. And DexCheck, they are about to launch on the 20th of July. That's tomorrow from the moment that you're watching this. And let's say you invested and you get 10,000 tokens in total, just random, right? You also have their tokenomics, always have the tokenomics, and you always want to check that out, like how does that work? So in this case, we participated in the public sale. So that's what we want to take a look at, the public sale. So public sale, the price, etc., what they raised in that round, and so on. So if you look right here, the public sale, the percentage of the total amount that went to the public sales, 8%. That's that many tokens. Unlock at TGE. TGE stands for token generation event. So when the project goes live, basically, that's 12% in this case. So you get, if you have bought 10,000 tokens, you get 1,200 tokens once the token comes out. So in that case, I always feel like, okay, with 12% out of the 100, what's that, 7x or so? You want to make around a 7x so you get your initial investment out. Then often you have a cliff, in this case a 2-month cliff, which means you do not get anything for 2 months, and then you get them unlocked over a period of 6 months. So slowly the tokens are hitting the market. Yeah, like I said, that's a good way to prevent people from heavily dumping it. Decubate is a better option for bigger allocation. It depends. Decubate is a good launchpad and I like it. I don't know what the allocation is going to be. It depends on the project, how many people are participating, what they are going to raise. Decubate is quite new and they often don't raise a lot of money. Like for example, Decubate often raises $50,000, where for example Seedify raises $500,000, right? But with Decubate there are less people participating because it's a smaller project, so the ratio your allocation could be bigger, could be smaller, could be the same. It depends a little bit. I've switched my stance. If Bitcoin didn't break out after the XRP news, then it's much more likely that we still break out to the downside before going up. It also makes me think that we'll get pretty bad news towards the end of the year. Yeah, I agree. Like, yeah, you know what it is? The XRP news is actually a bullish thing for the long term in crypto. Everything that happens in the short term is, I think, a little bit buy the rumor, sell the news. Therefore, I have a short open on XRP. I might get wrecked, but well, not really. I have my stop loss, but I think people get excited and they buy all kind of stuff. Then you know, the news cools off, the hype cools off, and then we'll see what the real valuation is going to be. I never saw XRP as the narrative for a Bitcoin breakout or anything like that. In my opinion, a ETF or multiple will be much more likely for Bitcoin to be the reason to break out. But yeah, all with all, it's just that it doesn't matter what news we get right now, right? Because we are just in this phase of the market, the pre-halving year. That's where we are, right? And that's just what it is. In the pre-halving year, we do not get a sick bull run. Well, 2016 here, a little bit the run up towards the bull run. But we first made this new second low as well. Right here as well, went also down, right? And we are in that phase. So good news doesn't really have an effect right now because the market just doesn't allow us to go up hard yet. What are coins you recommend having in a portfolio? Yeah, you know, it's hard to say. There are so many good coins. It depends on how much money you're playing with. Right, because I can name 30 good ones, but if you have like $1,000, I would not go with 30 different coins. So that's one. It also depends on your risk tolerance, right? Like if you say like, okay, I just want to make some steady, almost guaranteed money, right? Almost, nothing is guaranteed. But then you can go with Bitcoin, Ethereum in your wallet. If you feel like, okay, I can lose the money and I want to play it a little more risky to have bigger returns, you can go down on the list. But I'll also make a video about my top 10 altcoins or whatsoever. I did that many times before though. But it's also hard to say right now because we are still in the phase of the market where a lot of altcoins could die. And therefore, I have a little trouble now with being too bullish or giving out too much calls because altcoins, they don't survive in this part of the market. And you can believe me or not, but the thing is, we are now in July 2023, which is comparable to July 2019, right? That's the same exact 4-year cycle, which is playing out right now. So if we look where we were back then, and you look, for example, in the top 50, right? What do you see? You see so many coins that are, you know, or not relevant at all anymore, or way down, right? So even here, which was July 2019, which was here, everybody thought we were in a bull run, right? At the end of the day, it turns out all the altcoins that were in the top 50 are not even there anymore. So I still think that, you know, we are now in the same phase. We could look at good altcoins, but who says they are going to be around in whenever? So it's a little risky for me to talk about that still. Did I F up, went to meme maker pre-sale, and after buying my tokens never showed up, and I add address to my wallet? Well, yeah, that's what I just explained with pre-sales. They don't give out tokens right away, right? You get them vested, or when the token launches, you get them, or whatever. So in that particular case, I would go to that project and ask like, hey, how's the vesting looking? A video about crypto banter. You can say what you feel, of course, but to call them scammers is extremely excessive. Sorry. Sure, they might use some. I did not say they are scammers, did I? They use clickbait titles. 98% of the content creators will do this one way or another. True. Plus, it's not really clickbait. Well, altcoins did rally, price action ranged higher, and a lot of them outperformed Bitcoin. Yeah, but that's simply not true. Look, that's the thing. They show you a couple of altcoins that may have done that, right? But if you look how altcoins overall do against Bitcoin, this is literally when they go down, right? And that's the point of my video. They said here and here and here and here, alt season. Yeah, and I have a really hard time with seeing that they have like 700,000 subscribers and people who are actually new and try to learn from it, right? And that they hear like that it's an alt season, while in reality, they just have to look at one chart to see that it's the complete opposite of an alt season. There was no alt season. It's not close to an alt season. It has nothing to do with an alt season, right? Alt season is this, where it goes up, right? They said about alt season when it was going down. And then you can say like, yeah, well, there are exceptions. Yeah, if there, like, okay, there are always exceptions, but if you want to go with exceptions, then you can't look at charts. Then you can do nothing, right? Exceptions will always be there. Right, so I just find it a little hard sometimes if I look at YouTube channels and, you know, they supposed to know the basics, right? And yeah, I just don't like that. Elderun or Engine Starter Launchpad? You want me to make a choice between these two? Engine Starter. But these are two different things, right? Elderun is a project that launched on Engine Starter, but they messed up. But Engine Starter, of course, yeah. Thoughts on Caspa? Yeah, talked about it a couple of times. I'm very happy for the people that went into Caspa. It's doing really well. And that's the beautiful thing. Look, that's one of the exceptions, right? If we look at gas, where do we have Caspa? Yeah, Caspa USDT doing like insane. Caspa, well, there's no Bitcoin pair here, but Caspa Bitcoin is probably doing very well as well, right? Yeah, that's one of the coins that I feel like, okay, damn, it's doing great, and it's also one of the coins that I look at and be like, oh, well, yeah, okay, nice, but you know, it was nice if you bought it here or even down here, but buying it around the all-time high, it did not even had a decent correction, like in at least a couple of months, right? Yeah, and it went quite a lot down right here though, but it's back up already again. So yeah, I don't know about that. It's not for me at least. Here we have a better chart though. Yeah, if you look where it came from, right? It's like insane. And even if you say like, well, it dipped very hard. Yeah, well, it dipped very hard. It's like in the complete bear market until the dip, it's still up 9x, right? So I cannot call that a dip really. Yeah, if you're in it, congratulations. I'm not buying this at least, but that's just because I don't like to buy such a pump, especially not in the bear. Yeah, had a little discussion right here. It's quite funny. He said, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. This is the time to dollar cost altcoins when retail is asleep and greed is low. Don't start buying alts after the halving. Best case scenario, alts keep bleeding, Bitcoin stays sideways, and price creates support. And I responded very like, okay, keep buying the way down. So you said, like, I've been DCAing altcoins last summer, averaging out just fine, while every single bear fodder has been getting wrecked, and God, I didn't listen to way at the bottom. So it's like very... sometimes I don't know how I can make people understand. Like, it's the best time to dollar cost altcoins. I've been DCAing since last summer. Bear fodders getting wrecked. Like, okay, but look at the chart. It's like, is this going up or down? I think we all know the answer, right? So last summer was here, right? June, August, July. So if you've been buying since here, and we're now here, then how did the bears get wrecked, actually? Right? Because you bought here. I didn't buy anything. I can buy it all right here now, even after the small pump. And I still have a 40% better entry than you, right? So I just, sometimes I feel like, are people now commenting this because they actually somehow think that I was wrong about all of this? While the chart clearly shows that it's going down. Or is it so that people might really feel like shit because they bought, they saw it go down, and now they feel like, yeah, well, you know, it will go up. And if I talk enough about it, like, you expect something because you want something to happen. But that's the emotion that you should let go of. That got me wrecked in the last 2 cycles as well, right? Emotion, FOMO. You know, if you have so much FOMO for altcoins, yeah, if you bought last summer, you bought the exact top ever for altcoins, ever, right? And you might look at charts of the individual altcoins, right? Like, I don't know what you've been buying, by the way. So let me just take this as an example. Whatever it is reflects kind of the crypto market, right? If you've been buying since last summer, which was, I don't know, here, you still down on this particular one, right? But not that much. So you might feel like, well, I bought the bottom. No, you did not buy the bottom, because against Bitcoin, you bought the top, right? So even though if you bought Bitcoin right here, you would have made big profits already. You made 2x, right? In a bear market, which is actually good with the lowest risk. And you can now actually buy the bottom. And still, because you also say, like, don't listen to wait for the bottom, you're giving horrible advice. But it depends if you listen or not. I'm never saying buy the bottom. I don't say buy the bottom, sell the top. I, in fact, say you cannot time the bottom. But this is not the bottom right here. This is a complete range, right? I explained this so many times. A cycle, 4 phases. Accumulation phase, upwards trend. Distribution phase, downwards trend. Then it starts over. You buy the accumulation phase, just dollar cost, right? If you dollar cost in this complete area, here, that's a complete range. I'm not waiting for this little part right here. But what you are doing, you are buying the distribution phase, right? That's where you should sell, not buy. And even if you bought here, you bought the downwards trend. Well, why would you buy the way down? Because you are afraid that this will never come and you have too much FOMO. Let go of your emotions. Patience really pays off in crypto. Really, believe me. Please comment about your long-term price prediction of Gala, Arweave, and Ocean Protocol. Yeah, you know why I have a little trouble with that? Because if I give you a number right now, the chances are 99% that I will be wrong, right? Because a long-term price prediction is so hard to give. Like, whoever gets that right? If you're lucky. But yeah, that's really hard. However, Gala, it's really hard. I don't know if I can do this now. Because it first depends on where the bottom is, I think. And then we have to see, like, okay, is Gala still around next cycle? And that also goes for the other coins. Then we have to check what the narratives are for the next bull run. Is Gala still a thing, or is it going to be replaced by, I don't know, Games for a Living or Myria or something else that might come? So it is really hard. Like if something is going down, it's like very unrealistic and undoable for me, at least, to talk about the potential upside, right? Like we are not even in that phase now. But it doesn't really matter even, right? Because even if Gala goes like to maybe 10 cents, right, instead of 80, right? And it might go way higher than this. I have no idea right now, right? But even if it goes to 10 cents, right, it doesn't matter, because if it first goes down very hard, then you can still make a killer move out of that, right? If you buy it right here, let's say Gala goes to complete shit first, and then it goes back to 10 cents, you can still make a 20x out of it. So yeah, it's hard. Once we get in that stage of the market, though, I will talk about that. But I'll owe you that one. What's your opinion about MX tokens? Sorry if you already mentioned it. MaxC exchange gives opportunities to jump in launch pads, and if you hold at least, yeah. So centralized exchanges also have their own launch pads. So you have Kucoin, you have Binance, you have Bybit, MaxC. MaxC token is lately doing really well from what I saw. At least I checked it out a couple of weeks ago, and by then it was doing really well. Yeah, it's holding up. It's doing really well. It was 13 cents, now it's 270. It's like when this was the top in the last bull run. It's pretty close to that top. So it came down to like $1, and it's now, if we take it from the last bull or when the bear market started till now, the range is not even that high, right? It went from $1, give or take slightly low, to $3, right? And everything in between. But I don't know. It's good. It's doing good. I'm proud of them. Yeah. When will you mention Casper again or look at it? You implied that you looked at it and said you don't buy the cream. Well, it's been in a 2 month. Wow, it's been in a 2 months red correction. That's not looking at it blindly, telling your viewers you hear and listen to them. No hard feeling. I don't know what you want me to mention. Like, if you want me to talk about the project itself, then I really have to take a look into it, because I haven't yet. Because why? I always first, if I hear about a project, I look at the price and I feel like, okay, is this something that might be interesting? In this case, I look at Caspa, I look at the price right here, and I feel like, let me see where it has the most. I look at the price right here and I feel like, okay, if I look at such a candle, I'm not even interested. So I don't really care about the project itself, right? Because it might be the best project on planet Earth, right? As far as I know. I don't know. But then still, I think like it's a bear. It's a bear market right now. And we have like projects, real good projects coming down so hard that will give us an opportunity to buy in and really make insane gains. But instead of that, I'm gonna buy something that already did like a fucking 25x or so, right? Like it really doesn't make sense for me to buy that, right? So yeah, and it's been in a correction, definitely. But overall, it's been in a correction right here. Like nothing is up only, of course, right? But overall, it went up. Yeah, and that it also went a little down in the meantime, great, but still, like, it's basically almost sitting at all-time highs right now, right? So, I just don't feel like it's not for me. Simple. So yeah, if you want someone to talk really about Caspa the project, then I cannot do that for you, because I'm just simply not interested in the project, because I'm not going to invest in it anyway. Or at least, right, like it first has to come down again, maybe. But even then I will be like, oh, why all of a sudden did it now come down so hard? What's wrong, right? So it's not for me. Do you have Discord? No, we have Telegram. Can you talk about Bitcoin Cash? I did that in the last video, I think. Like Bitcoin Cash, it's been bleeding heavily against Bitcoin. So I don't think it's... like that's the thing about crypto. You hear me say a lot like, I don't like this, I don't like that. But my problem in especially the last cycle was, oh, this looks good, this looks good. And then you have so much that you're bullish on, and then you're getting wrecked. You have to be really skeptical because there are so many projects out there, right? You can't have them all. But yeah, if I just look at Bitcoin Cash compared to Bitcoin, right, then I feel like, okay, why would have I ever been buying Bitcoin Cash, right? Of course, it had an insane pump. But it's also because it's basically down only. So such a relief rally every once in a while. Of course, right? But there was never in history a good time to buy Bitcoin Cash. You could have better bought Bitcoin. That's simple, right? You see it right here. So I'm not for me. Thanks for reviewing Anchor. Is there a chance you can review the huge partnership with Microsoft and Binance Labs? Also the LSD narrative. I can't believe that nobody talks about it. Yeah, but at first I have to look into that, of course. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I will check that out. Review games for a living. Can it do a 50x? What? Let me look. I mean, everything is possible, right? It can do a 50x. But the problem for me with games for a living, like I was in the pre-sale of games for a living. I made it 3-4x, something like that. So that's not really crazy. The thing with games for a living is this, in my opinion. So if CoinMarketCap decides to work with me, I can show you. All right. So the project, best team in crypto gaming. Hands down, best team. There's no crypto gaming project with a better team. I can already tell you that. The founder of EA Sports is in the team. Like that's it's crazy. However, the tokenomics just suck, right? There's a lot of, and still I must say, like, the price chart doesn't give shit. There's a lot of private sale vesting going on right now. The price doesn't give shit, right? So that's crazy. But I do feel like, yeah, just 6% is vested right now, right? So more tokens are going to hit the market. And that's what I sometimes just don't like. That I really see a good project and then I feel like, shit, why such tokenomics? If we look at their release schedule, I think we are now somewhere here, month 6, give or take, right? Then this is coming. Right now, a real good bull market will have a way bigger impact than a token vesting, right? But I rather wait. I want to buy games for a living too again, but I will wait. For really the altcoin bull market to start. Maybe in a year from now, something like that. I don't know, right? But then we might be here somewhere. Then we also already had the hard parabolic vesting really over, right? And still sucks right here, but it's way slower. And this is where the bull market really is popping off, right? So in a year from now or so, I can definitely see myself buying into this project. But for now, man, I might miss out a little bit. I mean, so far, it's insane what it does, right? If you bought here, you're already up. Although that there is a big ass token vesting. They don't care. So I'm really curious to see how this does in the bull market. Beautiful. Looking to compete probably, bro. Check out the game and yeah, I checked it out. It's a high risk, high reward project, but it looks very good. It's super low cap. The communities die hard. I must say I'm not too bitter on compete. If I look at the tokenomics for compete, I have to take a look what's going on right there. What the actual fuck happened to the price right here though? It suddenly crashed like really hard. Like it lost 40% in a matter of like one candle. So that I must say is quite concerning to me, because that means that there either is not a lot of liquidity or there's actually some whales fucking around there. I want to take a real quick look at that though. They have liquidity. pretty decent liquidity as well. So I don't know what caused this huge candle right here, but it could not be this $6,000 sell. Yeah, whales, like people sold 50K, another 50K. That's insane, right? You don't want those whales in the project. And well, he's out of this token right now, so he can't dump no more. I guess that he bought it a year ago. 500,000 tokens did he buy? He paid 1 ether for 500,000 tokens. And he just sold a pretty huge bag for like 30 ETH. Yeah, okay, that was an early investor, I guess, or a team member. I don't know. You never know. You never know. But there is some huge whales involved in the project. This might be an opportunity. Interesting. Really interesting. Alt won't take a further 24 months after Bitcoin's bottom. It's a different market now, less scam coins, more quality projects. Yes, but still no liquidity for altcoins. So the projects are better, for sure. 100%, definitely, yeah. And that's my thesis too, for the fact that a lot of altcoins will die. Not as much as the last cycle, though. Spot on, C5 price prediction. Yeah, I think I was kind of on point with that one. Good news, alts need to keep going. I would like to know, should I be selling into this Bitcoin run? Short, then buy again? It depends. I mean, yeah, shorting, you can do that, but it's very risky, of course, right? Because I think that Bitcoin will go down, but it could be that it first goes to 35K, and then you want to have your stop loss set. What Web3 projects do you think will do 100x? What are your predictions? Well, again, it depends on how low it goes, right? Because if you, for example, what's a project people... well, let me just go again with ADA. I don't know. It's just a bear market survivor, so it's a nice example, right? If you, for example, look at Cardano. Can Cardano do 100x? That's the question. If you then already say yes or no, then you haven't asked the right question yet. Because can Cardano do 100x? From this price, everything can, by the way, but from this price seems highly unlikely to me. But if it first goes down way lower, then it can, right? In the last cycle, it went from the exact same price to 1.5 cents, right? So yeah, from that 1.5 cents, it did 180x, right? It's now doing the exact same thing. So can it go from here doing 100x? No, I don't think so. But if it goes way lower again, yeah, then it could. And that goes for a lot of projects. It depends on where the bottom is. And other things that could do 100x, yeah, then I would look into launchpads, pre-sales, private sales, that kind of stuff. Because their 100x's are made weekly. I just noticed on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, I guess, that there is a head and shoulders pattern being built. It still can go upward. I never noticed that till now. Head or shoulders on Bitcoin, I guess, on the weekly chart. Let's see. If you put it like this, shoulder, I don't really see it, to be honest. Goddamn, these are like bots, and I try to always delete those things. Solarium, yeah, that's a launchpad on Solana, right? Yeah. The thing is that, how the fuck do you spell that? Well, I don't know anymore, but it's a launchpad. SRM. Serum. I don't know which one you mean, man. Please leave another comment to let me know. You made my day by saying traders shouldn't follow your words, but only investors. You made a clear conviction. This is why I choose you over here. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it depends what you're in for. Like, yeah, if you want to trade, yeah, then this channel, unless I put out some trading videos, of course, but overall I'm talking about investing. I completely changed my strategy. I'm now only dollar costing into Bitcoin, and I thank you for having made me understand the Bitcoin dominance better. Happy to help. Yeah, man, that's where I want to wrap it up for today, guys. Sorry for the long video, but you know, sometimes we need some time to make content, of course. Can't wrap it all up in 10 minutes. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your bell notification, and I'll see you tomorrow.